you want to keep this industry alive.
To them, they want to ban everything but traditional flavors, but who's creating what means traditional flavors? How come cereal can't be traditional, but tobacco is traditional? So traditional flavors, according to the FDA, is tobacco, mint, and menthol. That's it. So anything else would be banned. I mean, this is America. Like, what they're doing is unconstitutional. I'm an American, I believe in freedom. I don't think the government should have any say in what an adult would like to put in their body. I mean, and the one main thing and the last thing I'm gonna say is parents need to be parents. The government is not your kid's parent. The fact that the kid epidemic that we have is happening is because parents are failing to be parents.
I really think that anywhere from like 18 to 21 is a good age for you to begin your choices in life. For instance, you know, in the United States of America, like you can join the United States Army at 18, but you can't smoke or have a drink or things like that. So if you can sacrifice your life in war, why can't you make a choice as an adult to do whatever else you want? If my son or daughter did pick up vaping as a hobby and as opposed to smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol, things like that, I think I would be completely fine with it, especially because I would be a hypocrite if I said otherwise.
Personally, don't believe that there is an epidemic with teens and vaping. Adults like flavors. I am using a custard right now. I use all sorts of different flavors. So people have this misconception that teenagers are exclusively using vaping, when in fact most of us that were smokers when we were teenagers. So it's just a change in the technology is all. So I don't think the FDA is wanting to regulate flavors because of the teens. They're wanting to regulate flavors because they want to be able to make money off this industry.
Right now, there's no evidence that vaping causes any type of acute health effects in young people who are using these products. It does cause some mild respiratory irritation, but it's not clinically significant or meaningful. Now, we don't know whether the long-term use of vaping products, if you were to use them, say, for 20 or 30 years, whether that might have health effects. But it's certainly not causing anything like the health effects that we see with smoking. And it's unlikely that the health effects would be anything close to what is seen with smoking. I think what the FDA needs to do is to regulate the safety of electronic cigarettes to try to make them as safe as possible. But at the same time, keeping these products available on the market for adults who rely on them to stay off cigarettes.
Because it's still smoking and it's still nicotine, you know, and it's still addictive. It's still like highly addictive. Like the FDA has been getting involved more in like passing legislation and regulating vaping the same way that they would regulate smoking, because it's been very loose so far. You know, it's a pretty fresh industry, and there aren't a lot of laws in place. Nobody should be addicted to anything, and like a campaign against addiction is always a good thing, and especially where kids are concerned. Like you could start there. Like, do you want to have this crutch or don't you? You know, maybe it's better than this other crutch. It's still a crutch though. You know.